Hi, my name's Jo. This is the first time I'm doing this sort of video. I've seen it on TikTok and Instagram and I didn't know I'd be here. But anyway, I'm trying to get my story across. I'm in court litigation at the moment and this might affect a lot of people out there. If you've had a judgment against you and there's been interest that has been charged on a property and seizure sales order, which is called a PSSO, think again, have a look at it, because that would be backdated from the date of the judgment date and not from the date of the assessed taxable certification date. And this is huge, and it will affect the bailiffs, the sheriffs. You know how they come hard on you to sell whatever property you have, your car, your assets, anything, and then they target your house and threaten to sell it. This is absolutely a breakthrough. I've actually been to court today to say they're allowed to do that, and they're not. When that judgment, I'll tell you why, because that judgment, when there's a judgment against you, it's not a debt. If it's tax to be agreed on or cost to be assessed, that is unliquefied debt. You can't actually attribute interest to an unliquefied amount. So thus, it becomes a debt when it's assessed. But when there's a PSSO raised, they backdate it to when the actual judgment was actually said to be taxed. So today, a judge told me I was sort of wrong to think that way, and then didn't pass the pub test. I thought, how can you charge interest on an amount that you don't actually know that you owe until it's been assessed? It comes to reason that I'm actually right, but I'm a self-represented litigant, and they shut me down at every avenue in the courts because you're just a pest, you're a cockroach when you're not represented by a high-flying lawyer. So I'm doing this video to see how many people are out there that have had a PSSO issued and it's been backdated to the date of a judgment of tax to be agreed or costs to be assessed, and then they get a PSSO and it's been backdated 3 years worth of interest. Like in my case, it should be $150 instead of $3,000. So just comment, anyone that sees this, if you do. I'm thinking of doing a class action, and even if it's not a class action, I'll go it alone, and if there's a backer that has felt like the justice system has screwed them, like there is no justice in the justice system, let's prove them wrong. Let's prove them wrong, because this is important. And the Sheriff's Office and all these enforcement agencies have taken the mickey out of everybody. And I can't, in my mind, the amount of people that have just accepted the interest date and haven't had the money or the inclination to fight it. Let's band together. Let's do it, because what they do is wrong. And in my case, they didn't even notify me that they're seizing my property. They didn't notify me that I had a PSSO against me. And yet, when I bring it up with the courts, they don't care. They just don't even consider it. It's in all these acts that we've got to have procedural fairness, we've got to be notified. But yet, when you bring it to their attention, the courts don't listen. if anybody's in my situation, contact me. Just contact me and we'll go from there. Thanks for your time and thanks for listening. Thanks.